What happens when the cheapest TV that got students, soldiers, and families through long nights of streaming vanishes without a sound? Walmart's ONN40 FHD Roku TV isn't just a gadget, it was the fallback option for anyone who needed entertainment on a budget. But by 2025, it's already gone, replaced by pricier 4K models. If your standby gear disappears, do you adapt, or pay more? This isn't just about TVs, it's about a pattern. And it's happening across Walmart shelves right now. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Imagine packing for deployment or setting up in your first barracks room. You think about the bare essentials, an inexpensive cookware set, a reliable pair of plain dress shoes, maybe a folding chair to make an empty room livable. Until recently, Walmart supplied all of that at rock-bottom cost. A $20 kitchen starter kit, a $30 pair of plain black shoes, even budget electronics that weren't pretty but got the job done. But picture walking into the aisle in 2025 and finding the shelf stripped clean. What used to be a sure fallback is gone. In its place stands something sleeker, shinier, and of course, more expensive. For decades Walmart served a quiet but vital role. It armed young men and women, families, and students with functional gear when money was scarce. It wasn't glamorous, pressboard bookshelves, plastic storage bins, and off-brand gadgets, but they were affordable, and they worked. A soldier shipping off could outfit a dorm-like space for less than $100. A family juggling rent and groceries could still grab an inexpensive television, or stretch a bag of discount snacks over an entire week. Those weren't luxuries, they were the rations of civilian life. Now, all of that is shifting. By 2025, rows of low-cost staples are being phased out. The small ONN Roku TV that once provided a cheap lifeline to entertainment no longer holds space on the shelf. Faded glory jeans, once a symbol of Walmart's no-frills durability, have been erased and displaced by trend-minded lines that carry double the tag. Even simple cookware, the most unassuming of purchases, hasn't survived. The mainstay's 5-piece non-stick set, often tossed into carts by parents sending kids to their first apartment or young troops preparing to cook on their own, is no longer part of Walmart's standard arsenal. Think about that loss for a second. That cookware might not sound essential, but for tens of thousands of people it was the bridge between empty cupboards and a functioning kitchen. Without it, you're forced to buy piecemeal pans at triple the cost, or higher-end sets that eat into a paycheck. It mirrors an army losing its field rations and being forced to import costly supplies from abroad. The operation continues, but the strain grows heavier with every replacement. And make no mistake, these aren't random pulls from the shelf. The disappearance fits into a broader strategy. Walmart is deliberately narrowing its Tier 1 budget inventory in favor of mid-tier or premium items that achieve higher margin per sale. That choice increases profitability but abandons the battlefield of affordability where Walmart once took pride in holding the line. Affordable, mass-market brands are being swapped for products marketed as stylish, aspirational, or better built, which sound positive until you realize they're simply less accessible to someone counting every dollar. The shift isn't just visible in the cookware or the clothing aisle. Walk through the toy section. The My Life as Dolls, an accessible alternative to prohibitively priced branded dolls, quietly vanished. Families who relied on them for birthdays or holidays now face only higher-cost options. Imagine being the parent walking in on payday, prepared to grab the same doll you bought last year, only to discover the entire line has been erased. The replacement stares back with a polished grin and a price tag noticeably higher. The battlefield shifted without warning, and the shopper bore the brunt. That is the quiet cost of this strategic retreat. Viewed individually, losing a basic pair of shoes or a starter cookware set might not sound catastrophic. But when you add up each gap in the supply chain, the TV, the denim, the dolls, you see a pattern. Walmart, once the dependable quartermaster for everyday citizens, is pulling away from frontline duty. Families and young service members are no longer equipped at the entry benchmark. Instead, they're forced into terrain designed for those with deeper wallets. This is not about single items being discontinued. It's about redefining what counts as cheap inside the walls of a giant retailer. By stripping out true low-end gear, the company shifts the baseline upward, meaning your budget option now stands 50 to 100% higher than what it once was. That's not affordability by any past measure, it's affordability rebranded. And once that line moves, it rarely shifts back. So the message comes into focus. Walmart isn't merely pruning products, it's rewriting the dictionary of value for its shoppers. Once, budget meant survival at $20. Now, survival starts at 40, maybe 60. That's a doctrine-level change in the consumer battlefield. But then comes the harder question: if Walmart withdraws from defending the cheapest ground, who fills that void? Where do you turn when the fallback option vanishes, but the need for low-cost gear never fades? The retreat of Walmart's cheapest gear marks more than empty shelves. It signals a battlefield shift where affordability itself is being redefined across the nation. When the fallback option doubles in price, survival looks different. For families, students, and soldiers, that change isn't theoretical, it's the ground they stand on every day. So I'll ask you directly, what would you do if your only fallback suddenly cost twice as much? Comment your choice below. And if you want to see past the surface, subscribe and join a community that breaks down the hidden strategies shaping how we equip daily life.